Jerry Rice, career receiving yards. When you talk about untouchable NFL records, Jerry Rice's career receiving yards is at the top of the list. Over 2 decades of dominance, Rice racked up 22,895 yards through the air, almost 7,000 more than the next closest player. To put that in perspective, if you combine Calvin Johnson's and Larry Fitzgerald's entire careers, you'd still fall short. Rice wasn't just great, he was relentless. Precision routes, unmatched conditioning, and an obsession with perfection made him unstoppable. Defensive backs knew what was coming, and they still couldn't stop it. No other player in NFL history has even crossed 20,000 receiving yards, and with today's shorter careers, it's hard to imagine anyone ever will. Jerry Rice didn't just set the standard, he placed it so high it may never be touched. Derrick Henry, 2,027 rushing yards in 2020. In the modern NFL, running backs aren't supposed to dominate anymore. The league is built for quarterbacks, passing records, and aerial fireworks. But in 2020, Derrick Henry broke the mold. The Titans' powerhouse back bulldozed his way to 2,027 rushing yards, becoming only the 8th player in NFL history to cross the 2,000-yard mark, and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. What makes it even more jaw-dropping is how he did it. Week after week, defenses stacked the box, knowing exactly what Tennessee's game plan was. Give the ball to Henry and get out of the way. And still, they couldn't stop him. His stiff arms became viral highlights, his breakaway runs felt inevitable, and by season's end, he had carried the Titans into the playoffs almost by himself. In a passing era, Derrick Henry reminded the league that a running back could still take over the game. Devin Hester, non-offensive touchdowns. Some players change games with their arm, some with their legs. Devin Hester did it with a football in his hands and open field in front of him. Drafted as a cornerback and wide receiver, Hester made his real mark as the most dangerous return man the NFL has ever seen. Over his career, he scored 20 non-offensive touchdowns, the most in league history, kickoffs, punts, even missed field goals. If Hester got a chance, he could take it to the house. His impact was so game-changing that coaches started kicking away from him entirely, even if it meant giving up field position. He flipped momentum in seconds, and every time he touched the ball, fans held their breath. Perhaps the greatest moment came in Super Bowl 41, when Hester took the opening kickoff back 92 yards for a touchdown, the only time that's ever happened in a Super Bowl. Devin Hester didn't just return kicks, he redefined what special teams could mean. 7 touchdown passes in one game doesn't sound impossible. After all, today's NFL is built for quarterbacks. Passing yards are piling up, and 5,000-yard seasons feel almost routine. But here's the thing. No quarterback has ever thrown 8 in a game. The record of 7 has only been tied 8 times in league history. Legends like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Joe Kapp, yes, Joe Kapp, all pulled it off. Even Nick Foles had his moment of magic in 2013, but no one has gone beyond. Why? Because football isn't played in a vacuum. When a quarterback hits 5 touchdowns, the game is usually already out of reach. At 6, the backup quarterback is warming up. Defenses tighten, coaches pull back, and opportunities vanish. So while 7 might be matched again, breaking it is another story. In a league obsessed with passing, this record has stood the test of time and may remain untouchable. Adrian Peterson, most rushing yards in a single game, 296. Adrian Peterson was just a rookie, but that afternoon against the San Diego Chargers, he looked like a man playing against boys. By the end of the day, he had rushed for an NFL record, 296 yards. No overtime, no gimmicks, just pure dominance. Peterson ran with a violent determination, like every carry was personal. His blend of speed, vision, and raw power shredded the Chargers' defense from start to finish. 3 touchdowns, 30 carries, and a performance that felt almost mythological. What makes this record feel untouchable today isn't just the number, it's how the game has changed. Running backs now split touches, work as receivers, and rarely get 30-plus carries. In today's pass-heavy NFL, a running back hitting 150 yards is considered a headline. For someone to top 296, they'd need the perfect storm, a soft defense, an offensive coordinator who refuses to throw, and the kind of relentless fury Peterson brought that day. Unless we go back in time, or Peterson himself laces them up again, this record might never fall. Derek Thomas, most sacks in a single game, 7. November 11th, 1990. Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City. Derek Thomas put on the single greatest pass-rushing performance the NFL has ever seen. Against the Seattle Seahawks, he terrorized quarterback Dave Krieg, bringing him down 7 times in one afternoon, a record that still stands over 3 decades later. Thomas was unstoppable off the edge. Pure speed, power, and instincts wrapped into one nightmare for offensive tackles. Krieg somehow survived, but not without grass stains and bruises from a day that looked more like a scrimmage than a fair fight. Since then, only 3 players have come within 1.5 sacks of the record, and one of them was Thomas himself, posting 6 sacks in 1998 against the Raiders. That's how dominant he was. In today's NFL, where quarterbacks release the ball faster than ever and rules protect them more than ever, breaking this record feels almost impossible. Derek Thomas didn't just sack a quarterback 7 times. He set a bar that pass rushers may never clear. Brett Favre, most consecutive starts by a quarterback, 297. Football is brutal. Every player gets hurt. It's only a matter of when. That's why Brett Favre's record of 297 consecutive starts at quarterback feels almost mythical. From 1992 to 2010, Favre trotted out every single week, no matter the hits, no matter the injuries. Think about it. Broken fingers, sprained ankles, bruised ribs, things that sideline most quarterbacks were just part of Favre's Sunday routine. He didn't just show up. He played at a Hall of Fame level while carrying the Packers, Jets, and Vikings. For context, the next closest quarterback is Phillip Rivers at 240, followed by Eli Manning at 210 and Peyton Manning at 208. In today's NFL, with stricter concussion protocols and quarterbacks more protected, yet still often sidelined, it's hard to imagine anyone ever coming close. Favre's streak wasn't just about durability. It was about toughness, grit, and an unshakable will to compete. 297 straight games. That's not just a record, it's a legend. Justin Tucker, longest field goal in NFL history, 66 yards. September 26, 2021, Detroit. The Baltimore Ravens trailed the Lions by 1, with the game on the line and the ball barely across midfield. Out trotted Justin Tucker, already considered the most accurate kicker in NFL history. What happened next became the stuff of legend. With one swing of his leg, Tucker drilled a 66-yard field goal, the longest ever in an NFL game. The ball hit the crossbar, bounced high into the air, and somehow tumbled through. The crowd gasped, then fell silent, realizing they had just witnessed history. That kick didn't just set the record. It won the game as time expired. It was Tucker at his absolute best. Calm under pressure, perfect mechanics, and range that almost defies physics. Sure, Cam Little booted a 70-yarder in the 2025 preseason, but it doesn't count until someone does it in a real game. Tucker's 66-yarder stands alone, and knowing him, he might be the only one capable of breaking it. Josh Allen, fastest to 300 offensive touchdowns, including playoffs. September 2025. Josh Allen, the unstoppable Bills quarterback, stood at a crossroads of history. In a game where every throw mattered, he ripped through the defenses, crossed a milestone no one else had in such short time, 300 career offensive touchdowns, including playoffs in just 127 games, the fastest ever in NFL history. That number isn't just about touchdowns, it's about consistency, durability, and a quarterback who doesn't settle. Allen scrambled, slung deep bombs, connected in the red zone. Every way he can score, he has. And he did it faster than Patrick Mahomes, who'd previously held the kind of pace people thought was untouchable. In the modern NFL, where big plays, scripted offenses, and constant pressure define the game, Allen's mark doesn't feel easy. It feels electric. This isn't just another record. It's proof that the future of scoring is already here. Which record do you think is the most unbreakable? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss more NFL videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.